So there are many definitions of drought. The simplest definition is not having enough water to do the things we want to do. And sometimes that means nature doesn't provide us with enough rainfall or our rivers are low. But sometimes it means the demand for water is greater than the supply of water. And in that sense, more and more regions of the world are now in drought or will be in drought in the future. There are public solutions and there are private solutions. There are solutions that our water agencies and our government agencies have to implement. There are technical solutions that require industry and new invention. And there are solutions that every individual must do in terms of our choices, our diet, our behavior, our lifestyle. It's time for some new solutions. We need not just hard infrastructure, but we need to think about the way we use water. We need to think about demand management and water efficiency and conservation. We need to think about decentralized water systems. We need to think about including ecosystems into our water management. In the old days, we ignored natural ecosystems and they have suffered from our water development. And now we have to restore natural ecosystems. 100 years ago, the only way we thought about water was water supply. We thought about drilling more groundwater wells or tapping another river or bringing water over a mountain. Increasingly, there are fewer options for traditional supply, but there are many new supply options. There is using highly treated wastewater. There is more stormwater capture and reuse. We're exploring desalination more and more as a new supply option. And as the old supply options are harder to find, these new supply options will play an increasingly important role. But at the same time, we have to think about demand and what we're choosing to do with our water. We use water for a lot of different things, but if we can use less water to do the things we want to do, then we need fewer new supply options. So a very important part of smart water management is smart economics. We often don't charge enough for water. The price of water is often less than the price of our mobile phones or our internet connection or our energy or our cable television. And when we don't charge enough for water, people don't use water in a smart way. And so smart pricing is important. But we also have to understand that there's a human right to water. The UN declared a human right to water in the year 2010. And that means that the poorer populations need to be provided with safe water and sanitation, even if they can't afford to pay for it. Much of our water management must be local, but efficient use of water and cutting the waste in our system and using smart economics and more integrated institutions, all of those things are relevant everywhere. And we may choose to do one thing more than another in the Mediterranean countries versus the Baltic region or the Scandinavian countries. But in the end, the soft path for water is relevant for every country. And there are lessons to be learned in every country. Some of the smartest things that we see in water today are coming out of countries around the Mediterranean. And those lessons ought to be shared around the world.